The film starts with a view of Japan. There we see a man who was a criminal, running from the police. Suddenly, he suffers a heart attack and dies. After this, we are shown other big criminals who still haven't been punished. Meanwhile, many prisoners inside the jail also die from heart attacks. These deaths weren't natural. Behind them was a boy named Light. He had found an unusual book called Death Note. Whoever's name was written in it would die. They would die in the manner written in that book. This book had the power to control people. As soon as Light got the book, he started writing the names of criminals, hoping to end evil. The whole world became terrified by these sudden deaths. Criminals were scared, governments were shocked, and ordinary people were confused. Some people believed it was God's punishment for the wicked, while others thought it was just coincidence. After killing many criminals, Light chose a name for himself. He called himself Kira. Some people started seeing Kira as a hero. His story spread all over the world. One day, we see a criminal on live news. He had taken a family hostage. Everyone was watching, including Light. With the death note in his hand, Light wrote the criminal's name. Shortly after, the news reported that the criminal had died. In this part, Kira is also shown as a law student. He had a best friend named Misa, and their relationship was very close. At college, Light tells Misa about a night when he went to a bar. There, he saw many criminals, killers and thieves. Light overheard them boasting that they would never be punished. They insulted him, and Light could do nothing in return. Frustrated, he walked out of the bar and threw away his law book. He thought the book was useless because, despite his studies, he couldn't give justice to anyone. But his life changed when he found the death note on the ground. Strangely, it was raining everywhere except on the spot where the book lay. Light picked it up and took it home. He told Misa everything, except about the book. He decided not to reveal it to anyone. At first, he didn't know what the death note was. But then he read its rules. Whoever's name is written in this notebook will die. The cause of death could also be specified. To test it, Light wrote down the name of a criminal he saw on the news. The next morning, he read in the newspaper that the same criminal had died. Light was shocked but still didn't fully believe it. So, he decided to test it again. He returned to the bar where a criminal had insulted him before. Light wrote that man's name in the death note, adding heart attack as the cause of death. Moments later, the criminal collapsed and died of a heart attack right in front of him. This time, Light was convinced. The death note and its rules truly worked. On his way home, he met the guardian of the book, the Shinigami, or Angel of Death. The Shinigami looked terrifying, and Light was frightened. He learned that only the holder of the death note could see the Shinigami. The Shinigami explained everything to Light. Meanwhile, in Japan, police officers discussed the strange deaths. They realized criminals were dying mysteriously. Some wondered whether Kira was real and what he wanted. To the police, Kira wasn't a hero, he was a criminal. What he was doing was murder. Among the investigators was Light's father, a detective handling the case. He wanted to catch Kira because Kira was out of control, killing endlessly. Light's father told his superiors that this case was very difficult and that they needed a brilliant detective to help. That detective was L. L only communicated through the internet. No one knew his real name or had ever seen his face. But he had already gathered information on Kira and had made progress. While many doubted Kira's existence, L was sure that these were not natural deaths. He pointed out that many people were dying from heart attacks this year, and most of them had been medically healthy. Light had now been using the death note for a long time. The book made him more confident and cunning. He often told the Shinigami that he would change the world by killing criminals, believing that crime itself would disappear. Then, a shocking event happened. A man claiming to be L appeared on television, calling Kira a criminal, not a hero. He promised to catch him soon. Angered, Light wrote L's name in the death note. The man on TV suddenly clutched his chest and died. But Light was horrified when he learned that this was not the real L. Immediately afterward, the real L appeared on screen, hiding his face. He said, "Kira, I am the real L. This transmission was aired only in Japan. That means you are in Japan." He also revealed another important fact: you can only kill someone if you know both their name and their face. Light was shaken. For the first time, he realized that L was a serious threat. From here, the great battle between Kira and L begins, a battle of intelligence, strategy, and justice. After this, L begins studying the timing of the deaths. He notices that most killings occur after school hours. This leads him to suspect that Kira is a student. Since Light's father is a detective involved in the case, suspicion naturally falls on Light. L also believes that Kira might have access to police information through someone close. Light, realizing he is being watched, changes his methods. He starts killing criminals even during school hours to confuse investigators. L, however, is convinced that Kira is a student trying to mislead them. Meanwhile, the Shinigami reveals more about himself. He tells Light that he knows every person's real name and how long they will live. Light asks him to reveal L's name, but the Shinigami refuses unless Light sacrifices part of his own lifespan. Light declines the offer. Soon, an FBI agent begins tailing Light. To escape suspicion, Light carefully plans a trap. He and Misa board a bus, where the agent is also present. At that moment, Light manipulates events using a page from the Death Note. A criminal hijacks the bus, and in the chaos, Light tricks the criminal into revealing the agent's identity. After the incident, Light gains the agent's name and later writes it in the Death Note. The agent dies of a heart attack. But Light doesn't stop there. He knows the FBI sent several agents to Japan, all working under L using his intelligence. Light manipulates events until all the agents die one by one. This shocks L. The police, too, are terrified. They realize Kira can kill anyone, even those investigating him. Many officers begin to fear they will be the next victims. Some even consider abandoning the case altogether. Eventually, the remaining officers meet L in person for the first time. To their surprise, he is not what they expected. L appears young, eccentric, and even childlike, but his sharp mind convinces them to trust his leadership. Meanwhile, the widow of the FBI agent who was following Light starts her own investigation. Determined to uncover the truth behind her husband's death, she begins gathering evidence. She eventually meets Misa, who unknowingly introduces her to Light. The woman immediately grows suspicious of him. However, she warns Light that he cannot harm her because he doesn't know her real name. Saying this, she leaves, but Light realizes his secret is dangerously close to being exposed. L, on the other hand, grows more cautious. To confirm his suspicions, he secretly installs cameras and microphones in Light's room. When Light discovers the surveillance, he pretends to know nothing. He continues his routine as normal, avoiding anything suspicious. He even cleverly uses tricks to continue writing names in the Death Note without being seen. One night, news of another criminal airs on TV. Light is being closely monitored, but still, the criminal suddenly dies. This confuses the investigators. Everyone except L clears Light of suspicion, but L remains unconvinced. Eventually, the cameras are removed from Light's room, and everything appears normal again. Meanwhile, the FBI agent's widow continues her private investigation. She secretly contacts L, saying she is willing to risk her life to prove Light is Kira. She confronts Light and Misa at gunpoint, demanding that Light confess. Light denies everything, and during the chaos, Misa manages to escape. The woman opens fire, but the bullet accidentally hits Misa, killing her instantly. Horrified, the woman then turns the gun on herself. The entire incident is recorded, and the police soon arrive. Later, Light tells the Shinigami that everything happened according to his plan. As the Death Note allows its owner to manipulate details of a person's death, Light had written everything in advance. Even Misa's death had been part of his strategy. This proves that Light is no longer fighting for justice, he has become consumed by power. He even kills those close to him, showing that he has turned into a true villain. To protect his secret, Light pretends to help his father and the police capture Kira. This way, no one would suspect him. But in reality, he continues his killings in secret. In the final moments, Light and L finally meet face to face. The stage is set for the ultimate battle between two geniuses, one fighting for justice, and the other hiding behind the mask of justice while committing countless murders. The film ends here.